fellas, in this video, I want to share with you 5 ways to start the day off strong. Okay. Now, this is what I'm talking about, man. Look, so I wait tables. You may or may not know that already. I do got my shirt blurred out, so I just got off work, so y'all can't really see where I work. I don't want y'all calling, making prank calls and shit. But I just got off work, man, and at my job, man, I get a lot of like feedback from like customers and just guests, like, hey, man, you're very efficient, man. Or they got the right person doing this, or the right person up here engaging with me. Like, or also I'll hear like, are you the owner of the place? And I tend to hear this type of stuff often. And I wanted to break down like, not just why I hear this, but I do things every day before I start my day that allow me to ease into my day with mental clarity, mental strength, physical strength too, and just a certain level of focus that I start my day off with. All right. That's what I mean by like starting your day off strong. I mean, setting yourself up for success. I feel like a lot of us, we start our day off with chaos. Whether you're waking up right before you have to go to work, or you're waking up and you're looking at your phone immediately and you're like getting stuck in the phone, you're not even able to put it down. You're starting your day off with a bunch of like stimulation and stuff that really can set your day up for failure. So I want to share with you 5 things that I do every morning that allows me to start my day off strong. All right. And I want you to be able to start your day off strong too, man. I always say, man, you have to set your world before you step out into the world. Okay. So look, for example, the first thing that you want to do, man, is you want to get up. I'm gonna tell you what I do. All right. I get up 90 minutes before my shift starts. All right. So if I got to start like today, I had to be to work at 6:30. So I set my alarm for 5 a.m. Every Monday and Tuesday. That's what I got to do. I got to be there at 6:30. So I set it for 5 a.m. I may hit the snooze once, maybe twice. You got a 9-minute snooze. That's 5:18 that I'm getting up by. I'll never hit it no more than twice. Okay. And so yeah, I'm up early. I'm up an hour and a half before I have to get to work. And the reason that I do that, man, is because back in the day, before I started doing this some years ago, man, I was the type of dude that would just wake up, roll out of bed, wake up, brush your teeth, throw on some clothes, and just go to the shift. And I always found that I was waking up at the shift. And I didn't like that. I didn't like kind of still being in this cloud and in this mental funk where I'm not really sharp yet. So I was like, man, I gotta start getting up a little earlier than before I have to be here. So that's why I do that. And I've learned that it just allows me to give myself time to really ease into my day. Okay. So that's the first thing, man, is to make sure that you're getting up. I would say get up an hour to 90 minutes before your shift starts. All right. I like the 90-minute mark. I feel like that's a sweet spot for me. All right. So after I get up 90 minutes before my shift starts, the first thing that I do is I make my bed. Now, if you watch this type of content, you've probably heard this before. Okay. Making your bed, man, it just became like this habit that I do, where I'm not a big fan of like clutter. I'm not a big fan of like my space being all messy and disheveled. And so like when I get up, I make my bed, and I don't mean making it like, like I work for a hotel or something. My corners aren't all made up and like, no, but I straighten my shit up, man. Pull the sheets up, pull the blanket back up, get the pillows right. And I do that every day. And it's not like some strenuous task either. And when I get that going, it makes me feel like, all right, my shit is set up. And it's just kind of a mental thing where I'm starting my day off with some like some structure. I'm starting my day off with like, I don't want to say cleanliness. That is a part of it, but I'm starting my day off with like structure and just kind of setting myself up for success. And it may sound crazy, but just making your bed, it plays into that. It's like a mental thing, man. I don't know the science behind it, but I know that I like having kind of like a decluttered space. Okay. So that's the second thing that I do every morning. All right. Is I make my bed. All right. Now I'm a coffee drinker. So the third thing that I do, I'm a coffee drinker. I drink coffee every morning. And what I like to do is I'll make my bed, and then I'll go start brewing my coffee. Right. And then I'll sit and I'll meditate for about 10 minutes. Okay. Nothing too crazy. I'm not sitting for 30 minutes or to an hour. At times I have done that, but just sitting for 10 minutes. You know, like I said, I wake up, you know, I'm up at 5 in the morning, not every morning, but this Monday and Tuesday. So I have time. It's quiet. I have time to just sit and, you know, I got my coffee in the background and I'm just kind of just meditating, man. You know, I'm just sitting with my thoughts for a minute. And when you do that for a few minutes, man, you can feel the shift in your in your psyche. You know what I mean? I'm not going to get all into the science of the theta waves and this and that and what's happening, but I'm setting the scene for clarity. I'm setting the scene for calmness. I'm setting the scene for mental resilience. And the more that you do this, the more you start implementing this, you'll start to see how this changes and how it shifts, especially the morning end of your day. It shifts it, man. It's going to set you up to be mentally strong going into your day. You'll notice how things don't fuck with you too much. You're kind of more unbothered. You're a little bit more unshakable. Okay. So I'll sit for like 5 to 10 minutes and, you know, so coffee's brewing. And then once I'm done meditating, I hit the coffee. You know, I sit, I relax, and I'm still kind of, you know, it's still quiet. I'm still in a quiet space, drinking my coffee. You know, I sit at a little table in my kitchen area, and I might jump on my computer. You know, I might look at some YouTube. I try not to overdo my mornings with a lot of like content intake. Don't get me wrong. I might jump on some YouTube. I'm big into YouTube. I'm not gonna lie. You know, being a YouTuber, I'm kind of always on it. It's kind of always in the background. But you know, so I might pull up a video or something while I'm drinking my coffee, or I might just sit there in quiet. But I'm always mindful of like what I'm pouring into myself that early in the morning. I try not to be on my phone too much. I said that in the beginning of this video. You know how some of us we wake up and we jump on our phone. I'm not gonna lie. When I wake up, I might glance at my phone. You know, I turn the alarm on, but I might wake up and I might glance at it. I might look at a video that I posted the night before and be like, all right, how's that one doing? You know, but I don't get all into Instagram and I'm not like scrolling. I'm not on TikTok. I'm not on Facebook and scrolling first thing in the morning. And I'm not doing that when I'm sitting at my kitchen table drinking my coffee either. But I may watch a video. I may check out a different YouTuber. I like to watch Diesel Mac. He's got some good content. I might see what he's been putting out. You know, just you know what I mean, man. Just kind of ease into the morning. All right. So after I do that, after I drink the coffee and I'm just kind of chilling, you know, that's when I try to drink water. I'm kind of losing track of my list here. All right. So let me go ahead and pull out my notes here. So I'm on point here. I say, you know, get up in 90 minutes before your shift. The second one was make your bed. The third one was sit in meditation for about 5 to 10 minutes. All right. The fourth one is when I drink my coffee. Okay. And I don't know if you drink coffee, if you drink tea, whatever you do. All right. Then after I'm drinking the coffee, I try to get some water in me. You know, now I probably should be drinking water as soon as I get up, but I still get it in the morning. All right. So I drink my water as well. And I like to do it because I'm kind of weird, right? Like when I drink coffee, I try to take care of my teeth, man. You know, I'm big on my teeth. So I drink water after the coffee and allows me to rinse the coffee off my teeth before I go brush. So I try to get my coffee drinking out the way. I know I'm a strange dude. So anyways, drinking coffee, then I'll drink some water. And then the fifth step is the fifth way that I start my morning off strong is to hit my push-ups. Okay, so I do sets of 25. I try to do 3 sets. When I wake up early in the morning, like 5 a.m., like what I'm telling you, I do them. I will do them at my job because nobody is really there. Just me and like my manager opening the restaurant, and the restaurant doesn't open till 7:30. So I have time to kind of go in there, open the restaurant, do what I got to do. There's really nobody floating around, and I'll go peel off somewhere and go hit my push-ups. But there's certain mornings where I wake up a little later. There's certain mornings where I don't have to be there till 8. So I'll get up at 6:30, right? The 90 minutes before I have to be there. And I'll do my push-ups at the house. So it all depends on, once you start doing this, man, you'll figure out what works for you, when you want to implement certain things, how you want to kind of pour it into your morning. All right. But so I'll make sure that I hit my push-ups, man. You know, I'm not saying do anything crazy, man. Do what you can do, but it really just wakes me up. And like I said, man, start your morning off with some strength, man. Start your morning off feeling strong and feeling capable. And also you feel alert. You feel awake. You feel like, all right, man, we ready to start the day. You know what I'm saying? I got my coffee. I got my meditation in. I've already hit 3 or 4 things to already start my day off with small wins. That's what it's really about too, man. These are everything that I'm talking about. These are just all small wins. You know, believe it or not, man, these are going to build confidence within you, man. These are going to build your discipline within you. And like I said, the more you do it, you know, tweak it to what works for you, man. You know, maybe you don't want to hit no push-ups. Maybe you stretch or do some jumping jacks, or maybe you got a pull-up bar or something, whatever it is, you know, but this is what works for me. This is what I do to allow me to start my day off with that mental clarity, that mental strength, and that focus, man. Like I said, man, make sure that you getting your world ready before you step out into the world, all right? So I'm gonna just recap with you because I know I kind of be all over the place sometimes, all right? The first step is to get up 60 minutes to 90 minutes before your shift starts, okay? The second step is to make your bed, all right? Kind of straighten up your space. I'm not saying clean up your whole damn room, but just make your bed, all right? The third one is to sit in meditation for 5 to 10 minutes, man, or just sit in stillness, okay? Maybe you pray. Whatever you do, just sit, no phone, just you and your thoughts. Get used to being with your thoughts alone, okay? The fourth is drink coffee, drink your tea, whatever it is that you do in the morning, maybe to give you that little pep up, all right? And just to tack onto that, instead of making it its own, is to drink water too. Make sure that you hydrate yourself in the morning too, all right? And then for that fifth step, hit some push-ups, man. You know what I'm saying? I swear, y'all, if y'all start implementing this every morning, man, you will start your day off right. You'll notice that your anxiety, you know, things that may kind of trigger you and have you kind of, you know, anxious a little bit, it's not going to be so heavy on you so much. Okay. Because you're really starting to get your mental right before you step out into this crazy world. Okay. So I don't want to make it too lengthy. I don't want to talk your head off too much. Hopefully you got something out of this video. And if you did, please smash the like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you know when I make more videos just like this. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you check out this video right here. Also, make sure you check out my playlist on Body Game. I didn't talk about any, you know, I talked about push-ups, but I didn't talk about working out too heavy in this video. Make sure you check out my playlist, man. It's about building your discipline, your confidence, and doing it through, you know, improving your physical well-being, all right? But yeah, I'm out of here, man. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.